Fox Den is howling again, Tupelo. We just opened downtown Saltillo, 385B Mobile Street. Come see what all the howling's about. The Fox Den, where hemp meets hometown. 662-732-0403. Must be 21 years of age. Products comply with state law.
Big Lots is back, better than ever and closer than you think. Come see the all-new Big Lots with huge savings on furniture, apparel for the family, our Winter Wonderland Christmas shop, and more. Don't miss amazing deals and the brand new look only at Big Lots. Visit biglots.com to find a store near you.
Hello, everyone. You are here at the Endzone Club podcast, where we have conversations that are wrapped around things we know now we wish we knew when we were younger. Hey guys, if there was a platform that exists for everybody with all things remain the same, these conversations are designed to push you from walking in your potential to actually fulfilling your purpose. And we're getting ready to go live with some great content, but before we do so, I'd like to encourage you to like, share, rate, subscribe to this content. Get this episode in the ears of some great people all across the United States and the four corners of the world. With that said, we're getting ready to go live in 3, 2, 1. But before we do that, we'll hear a word from our sponsor and get ready to launch out into the deep. Let's go.
Hello, everyone. This is Andre Truitt, representative for Just Gifted Clothing Brand. If you have individual talent of any kind, we are talking to you. Join this clothing brand that has built a community of people that encourages others to use their gifts and talents. Man, we are the fastest growing brand that you haven't heard of yet. To find out what we're really about, just go to justgiftedclothingbrand.com. Let me spell that out for you. JUSGIFTED clothingbrand.com. One more time for you. JUSGIFTED clothingbrand.com. Talent in any way, you're just gifted.
Before diving into today's episode, did you know that this podcast has a supporters club? By becoming a member, you not only gain access to exclusive content, but also play a crucial role in supporting your favorite podcast. See the link in the episode description to find out more. Now, let's get back to the episode.
All right, so again, as I promised, guys, we have great content. But earlier in the week, I had a scare. And to help me share in this experience, I got Portland, who was my youngest son, with me. But let me just set just a little groundwork on what we experienced. But the other morning, Portland, you remember what happened the other morning?
So I was just playing with the bottle cap while in the back.
Whoa. Before we get into details, son, let me say this. So Sunday morning, I had, with us being in this government shutdown, I have taken it upon myself to keep my own haircut to save a little money. So I cut my hair in his bathroom. And after I cut my hair, I cleaned everything up, sanitized the restroom. And in the meanwhile, my wife was waking Portland up to get ready for church. So I go in his room and I say, Portland, get ready for church. The bathroom is open. So I go to the very next room with his church clothes and I proceed to start ironing his clothes. I mean, it wasn't even 20 seconds into ironing his clothes. And
I said, help me.
So Portland is in the bathroom screaming for help. And now, you know, as a parent, or for those of you who are listening that are parents, anytime you hear your kids scream for help, there is a way that they can say things that even if they can't get the words out, you can feel the intents of their heart. And I knew in this moment that he was going through something, didn't know what, but kind of talk about that a little bit, Portland, what was going on.
So I was playing with the bottle cap in the bathroom, and then I was going out the bathroom, but while I was going out, I accidentally swallowed on it. So I was choking, and I was like, Daddy, help me. And so then he came to the room and he started doing the Hamlet on me. And so he did it for like 30 seconds. He went out the room. He called 911. My mom was out also. She was outside. She was calling 911. And then after that, I had swallowed it. And then the EMS came and the ambulance came and all that other stuff came, firefighters. And so then I had to go to the hospital, which I went to 2 scans and they didn't find it. And so I must have pooped it out because they told me I had to eat a lot of fiber. And so that's what basically happened.
All right. That's Portland's side of the story. Now I'm going to tell my side of the story. So again, after he was in there, at this time he's gagging for his life. Let me rewind this back. He's unable to really talk, but I'm in there doing the Heimlich maneuver on him, and he's projectile vomiting all over the place. It's quite a sight, but I remain calm. And again, at this moment, I do want to give a shameless plug to the Red Cross as well as emergency services that provide CPR training. I advise you, if you can, learn just the basics of CPR, learn your ABCs. So if you are ever in a situation where someone needs help, you know what to do, which will limit your first reaction of panicking, because you know under pressure, when stress hits, people are either going to fight the situation that's at hand or they're going to run from the stress of not knowing what to do. So shameless plug to them. If you don't know the basics of CPR, please, as soon as you can, go learn it. So as we're doing the Heimlich maneuver on Portland and the various things, I'm in my mind, I'm trying to be 2 or 3 steps ahead. If this Heimlich maneuver doesn't work, I don't know what he's choking on at this moment. Let's get it going. But as we're doing the maneuver, my wife finally comes in and I say, hey, go ahead, call 911. I don't know what he's choking on, but in the event something serious is going on, I would like to have them there. So as I'm doing the maneuver, you can actually hear him swallow what's in there. You could hear it go down. So at that point, he's gasping for air. But now as he's gaining his calm, he tells me he swallowed a bottle cap. Now, I wish y'all could see my expression, because as a parent, your kid tells you, hey, I swallowed a bottle cap. It's not time for me to preach to him, but in my mind, I've got so many questions. But again, I used to be a little boy. I put everything in my mouth. Matter of fact, myself almost swallowed a toothpick, but by the grace of God, I got it out. One of the craziest things I choked on was a grape. That grape almost took me out. I mean, I've choked on all kinds of food at certain times and points in life. So the biggest thing is knowing that as a father, your kids' hands or their lives are in your hands. It makes you move with a sense of urgency, because as a parent, you love your children so much. You never, ever want to see anything bad happen to your child. So from there, finally, emergency services came. They commended us for knowing what to do in that situation, because it's what kept them alive. But because they're not, again, operating with x-rays and CAT scans, they're unable to see when he swallowed the bottle cap where it went. Now, that's where the point of contention comes in at, because per the wisdom of the guys that we had that were working with the situation, they're letting us know that the cap could have possibly went in one of 2 places. It could have went in his esophagus, which is fine because then he can pass it out of his system. However, it could have also went into his lungs or his trachea. And if that's the case, then there's going to have to be an emergency extraction procedure to get it out. So from there, we go to the emergency room. We're in there for about 4 hours. Portland's unable to eat. Now, me, on the other hand, as the troll that I am, once we were able to be in the hospital for a while and I knew he was okay, all the adrenaline is now starting to kind of subside. And in the quiet of that moment, I'm like, man, I'm hungry. I got to go get a snack. It's around almost 12 o'clock noon, and I hadn't eaten or anything since at some point earlier the prior day. So I'm in there eating, drinking in front of him. But finally, the radiologist comes in after examining his x-rays and his CAT scans, and he doesn't see any cause for concern. He just gives us like post-op what to expect. Some guidance and pointers for Portland, which is, hey, a lot of fiber, a lot of water. Be mindful what you eat. You need to be on a light diet. Therefore, your body's not under extra duress trying to pass this out. And, this is almost like an open letter to my son, because I love him dearly. And having myself be put in a situation where even without all of the logistics or all of the understanding of what was going on in the moment, knowing that I didn't have an opportunity to fail, meaning I had to know in that moment what to do. And this is not a pat on the back to me, but this is just the reality to parents, that I would recommend you guys learning CPR, just in the natural as well as the spirit. any of us also just turning a gear here who work with kids in any capacity, you don't realize how many of them are in situations that immediately need our help, that need our hand, that need us knowing what to do to get them through dire moments. There are many kids right now that are faced with life-changing, altering decisions that maybe need our push, almost spiritually as midwives. Maybe some kids are pregnant. Maybe some have made some bad choices. Maybe some of them are in trouble. Maybe some of them don't know which way to turn. Maybe some of them, lives may be hanging in the balance, and they might be facing some doors that may ultimately alter their lives and the course of their trajectory. If you're in that position, I pray for you also as well, that God gives you the wisdom to extract from their lives things that are causing them harm, or things that can be blocking the flow and passage of life into every area of their lives. I want to see young people that are fortuitous in their actions. We want to see productive citizens being raised in this world in which we live. We also don't want to stop there. We want to see the wisdom that's been implemented in us and the life journey that we have been on, and the things that have worked for us, as well as some of our greatest failures, as we're sharing with kids in a learning experience, that these seeds are implanted in them. It's replicated, and now they have a fruit to pass to the next generation that they too can eat and learn from. That's one of the greatest concourses in life, and that is that whatever wisdom, whatever experience God has given you, whatever gifting that God has placed in your life to push purpose and destiny in this next generation, I want to see it move forth. You know, I know even throughout the Bible, we see so many stories of great men of wisdom, so many stories of great women of strength, so many great stories of people who were willing to stand alone in the terms of leadership if it meant doing the right thing when no one else wanted to do it. These are a dying breed. These are people that you're not seeing replicated more and more. We're more in a copycat generation, and I can never express that enough. But for those of you that have that spiritual component of being a midwife, of being a spiritual surgeon, of being a spirit, this is Anthony Mitchell, hoping that you enjoyed today's special episode entitled The Midnight Turnaround, or I may even call it Choking Points. However, this is a very special call to action today that is near to my heart. As many of you know, we are in the middle of a government shutdown. Unfortunately, I am a furloughed employee, meaning I haven't been paid now in 32 days. What's unfortunate about this is all across the United States, there are many people that are caught in this pendulum of politics. That's unfortunate. However, for all of those affected, life still goes on. We still have bills. We still have responsibilities. We still have things that need our financial attention. And to that end, I am asking you guys just to consider today only, or whenever you hear the contents of this episode, please donate to our youth outreach, especially so that in this season we can be a blessing during the holidays to those who may be affected, whether it's helping provide food, blankets for the homeless, or whatever the cause may be. This time it may even be me that needs the help. But without your support, guys, we can't be a blessing to those who needs it. So consider today clicking on the link in the bio. We have a GoFundMe as well as a Give Butter link. Please consider donating today.
We ask a lot of our homes. CertainTeed Roofing and Siding make sure they're ready for stormy seasons that seem to come earlier every year, for shingles that keep you dry when the sky comes down, for siding that stands up to the harshest winds. Certified CertainTeed contractors get the job done right the first time to make sure your home is built for what if, built for what's next, built for this. CertainTeed, built for this.
Big Lots is back, better than ever and closer than you think. Come see the all-new Big Lots with huge savings on furniture, apparel for the family, our Winter Wonderland Christmas shop, and more. Don't miss amazing deals and the brand new look only at Big Lots. Visit biglots.com to find a store near you.